Hello, everybody. This is Stuart Jean here, coming at you from Musicians Institute in Hollywood, California for Drum Magazine. In this next series of videos for the month of December, we're going to take a look at grooves that for a young player might be easy to look past and just sort of assume that I don't really need to work on that. I'm going to just stick to my working on my odd meter and double bass drum and all that, which we don't want to fall into that trap of assuming something is easy and then getting on a gig and wow, we can't play this seemingly easy thing. And these are staples, a lot of them. So today we're going to start out with a basic 4-on-the-floor disco beat. The disco beat, 4-on-the-floor. A lot of young students have a hard time playing this, mainly because we're going to play upbeats on the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4 against the bass drum. Our right hand and right foot are a little bit married, and for young players, it's easy for the dependence on when the bass drum is coming down for the hand to want to come down. So you first want to just work on getting that independence. Yes, we open the hi-hat on the upbeats. But it's really the accent that also helps propel that. It's not a flat eighth note and then opening the hi-hat. It's not really like that. That doesn't sound good. It sounds squishy, We want those to pop out. This groove spans all kinds of genres. I mean, classic rock, modern dance music, pop music. It's all over the place. I think there's even Keep It Greasy by Frank Zappa with Vinny, where that song has bars of 1916. There's also balancing that tune out is some disco beats. So it's an essential groove. So you want to start here. Before we even talk about the snare drum. So bass drum, solid, consistent, nice and driving. Hi-hat, upbeats, whether open hi-hat or closed. That's generally it. The big mistake a lot of young players make is with the feet. And that's another dependence or independence issue. We're hitting the bass drum really hard. Whether you're playing beater into the head or beater off the head, heel down, heel up, whatever, it has to be strong. Which makes maybe the whole lower half of the body want to do that. This kind of thing. And with your hi-hat foot, you never really want to take it off the pedal completely. That's a balance issue. You want to just be able to gently rock your foot. I mean, if I barely lift my foot up, those cymbals are rattling. If I just put my foot down with a little bit of pressure, but not tension, they're closed. Open. I'm barely moving my foot. So you want to practice as a young player, practice hitting that bass drum hard and then barely moving this hi-hat. And then doing this. Take the hand away. So they're playing the same rhythm. The feet are coming down on downbeats, quarter notes, but what they're doing is drastically different. So that right there is, from my experiences here teaching at MI, a lot of young players have a hard time playing this groove purely because of some mechanics. So let's get the backbeat in. Backbeats on 2 and 4. What we want to make sure here is, again, the hands can get a little bit married together. So when we go to hit the snare drum on 2 and 4, which are downbeats, the hi-hat's playing on upbeats. So we want to be... You may want to have to move your hand a little bit out of the way to get that unobstructed backbeat here, so your stick isn't hindering it. It really depends. You could play it this way. with your hand over your stick. That's really a personal comfort thing, setup thing, you know. But you have to be able to play 1, you know, not, and having that hand have to come down with the backbeat on 2 and 4. You just have to work that out. And we also want to make sure that the bass drum and snare drum are not flamming. They're nice and solid. So the whole groove together, maybe a good exercise to work on the feet is 4 bars, not opening the hi-hat, just accenting the hi-hat, and then 4 bars opening the hi-hat. So 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. And then to add a little grit to this thing and a little more grease is we could add some E's and U's on the snare drum, ghost notes maybe. Just let it kind of float around in there. So that all together with the open hi-hat would be. Okay, and then of course we could, the next version would be putting both hands on the hi-hat, all 16ths on the hi-hat, and the right hand, now assuming 2 rolls, playing the upbeats on the hi-hat, and playing our backbeat on 2 and 4. You want to be careful not to swipe at the drum. Now your hand is traveling between 2 surfaces. So you want to be careful. 1, make sure that stick comes out and just drops straight on down. So, you know, you can mess with different variations, different hi-hat variations, snare drum accents here and there, but that basic meat and potatoes. 4 on the floor, 2 and 4 on the snare, upbeats on the hi-hat, with a template of 8th notes. You could play it just 8th notes. That's fine too, but I think for technical purposes and you know, for your own achievements, you want to be able to play full 8th notes and 16ths. So and getting up on the bell and all that. So I'm going to play this along to a track and get us out of here. Thank you, everybody.